So Ranveer, who has a famous podcast channel, had recently Vikram on it, I think for the Thangalaan promotions, but they had a long discussion. It's a long one. I haven't checked it out. But I found a clip of them talking about his favorite Hindi films. And there are more clips of him talking about his favorite Tamil films. So if you like this, if you want the reaction to that also, let me know in the comments. Let's hear him out, which are his favorite films. On the thumbnail it says Sholay definitely. But what are the other ones? If you haven't seen the original, I'll put the link to it in the description. Check it out. This is a reaction to it, not a substitute to it. I'll be pausing and talking in the middle. So without any delay, let's go. And by the way, membership is live on the channel. If you want to support the channel, you can become a member. To know more, click on the join button. Thank you.
We have a lot of Tamil viewers watching this episode.
Okay.
I usually ask, like how I asked you earlier about.
I'm the first. Oh, Madan was already Tamil,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
So I asked you earlier to recommend Tamil films to Hindi audiences. Now I would love for you to recommend Hindi films to all audiences who are watching this.
Okay.
Ek Duje Ke Liye. Again, Kamal Hassan's film.
You know
Sholay.
the place where Ek Duje Ke Liye was shot, the climax or whatever they die, it's near in Goa only. It's like people like the guide and all they say, oh, that film was shot here. And like I've never seen that film, so yet to see that. Sholay, of course, like it's a legendary film. What else, Vikram? Come on.
This one. What's it? Amir's film with Saif Ali Khan. Dil
Chahta Hai.
Yeah, Dil
Dil
Chahta
Chahta
Hai.
Hai. Okay.
Then what I watched later.
It's very hard, whenever you are like put on spot, tell your favorite films. I'm like blank. I have not seen any film in my life.
Long back I watched Sita or Geeta, but I don't know. People will.
Wow.
I used to
I've actually seen in childhood. It used to come on TV. Not a bad film. It's fun. It's enjoyable. And that time, having a female-led film and doing action and kind of actually fighting back. So it's cool.
like that film. Yeah.
Massive throwback.
Yeah, I like those are films that influenced me that time.
That's actually what I was asking. What were the films that created that shift?
No, I've always loved films. I loved excitement. I'm not someone who's like I like mainstream cinema, and at the same time I like art house cinema. So it's not. Then now I think people should watch 12th Fail. I thought that was damn good, and even Lapata. I thought they were amazing films. Like, wow, it was so simple, but yet.
I don't know how much truth is there in the following statement, but I felt like both these films, 12th Fail and Lapata Ladies, they one showed the truth about the masculine experience of Indian life, and one showed the truth about the feminine experience of Indian life.
Yeah.
And they're the two best Hindi films of the year.
Yeah,
until now.
actually. I love that scene where she will go with him in 12th Fail, right? And she'll say, you think she's going to get angry, and she walks away, but she says, no, let's do this, I loved it. It was so. I called up Vidhu Vinod Chopra and I told him I loved that film. I mean, he was inspired to do that. I mean, he's done so many films, but I was very shocked by that film. I thought I tried to call the cast and crew. I wanted to talk to everybody. It was such a even Lapata. Am I saying it right?
Lapata Ladies.
Ladies. Wow. That boy is really good.
Yeah.
He's done another film too, right? As that other film where there'll be a gang of guys and
Jamtara.
Jamtara was also
It's a show,
great film.
Yeah.
Problem is we can't do films like that.
Why?
I'd love to try. You can't.
Interesting. I hope they expand on this.
It just the whole market goes for a 6, right? Like, see David. Have you seen David? Like, I love that role. He asked me to do that, and he wanted me to do what's his name? Neil Nitin Mukesh's role. That was actually what he suggested. I said, no, if I do, I'll do the other role. And he said, no, but that's like a theatre artist or a comedian has to do it. I said, no, I want to do that. But don't do it in Tamil. And he said, of course, now we're doing Tamil. But then later, eventually, they release it in Tamil. See, that movie, I'll get the first shot itself, I'll slap a woman. My mother will slap me. I'll get kicked. I'll get hit. And my best friend will bring this girl and say, I love her. I look at her and fall for her. And then I'll think of killing this guy to get that girl. Weird things which are so funny. It's so funny.
A hero would not do,
Hindi.
right?
In Tamil, people they were like, what the hell? How could you do that? Like in Tamil, you stand for that guy. You give up your life for his love. And stuff like that. And so it's
Interesting.
like
So dark comedies. I think I've seen Tamil dark comedies. Would you agree? Let me know in the comments.
It's two very different paradigms. You can't like try both at the same time, unless you're like you're trying on a smaller scale. You know, that's why you can't do that. Like your market goes for a dip. I've done it before. Like I've like really was there, and I started doing these smaller films just for characters. Then what happens? It affects your other films. So
Interesting.
that kind of a thing. It's a very tricky thing. Even doing other languages, So okay, that's a boring topic. Let me not
No?
get into that.
There's
That's
nothing
not.
that you said today that's even a little boring, honestly. So,
Thank you. Thank you. I really enjoyed talking to you. I must tell you that it didn't feel like an interview at all. Like the ambience, I think you've just made me feel so comfortable. And I, of course, when I
It's interesting, how soft spoken he is, and so chatty he is. Like I noticed this in his interviews he does in when he comes for Hindi and even for PS1, PS2, and in Kapil Sharma. You know, like I always because the way he performs in the films, and you create an image in your head, and I had an image like he stays reserved. He's has a heavy voice and a quite a guy. Don't mess with him and all of that. But it's like chill person, interacting, having fun, enjoying. Very
spoke to you, I
different.
just thought I'm not going to hold back anything, and let me just like
That's what I've
give
heard
you the
about his
benefit
interview.
of doubt if I had any, and just open up and tell you everything because I needed that catharsis too, and I really enjoyed it. I have to tell you. And this after 2 days of
That's a big compliment, as a person who asking question, and you have invited someone at your place, and you have talking to him, and if they feel good, don't feel because there's some private questions and all of that. If they don't feel uncomfortable, and you make them comfortable, and even make them so open, and they feel happy that they talk to you, that's amazing feeling.
like interviews back to back and like being very tired, and I just had that coffee not because I was feeling sleepy, but I thought I needed to be more alert, and I'm glad I had it. But even if I hadn't had it, I think I would have still enjoyed it, and it's very nice.
means the world. So, like,
Thank you. And
cannot even put into words how much I respect you. And when I say I mean the whole team.
all, it's
We
thank
All right, that was fun to know his view of Hindi films and the ones he enjoyed. Of course, it's very hard to just point right now. Say if you're tough films and you go crazy how to blank which films to choose. But he made a good point about the 12th fail and Lavata ladies, how masculine that makes so much sense. But also that he cannot really do those films, and I think it's not about the myth that you can actually do, no one cares, just do good films. He has actually says he did it. He was really big star, and then he did smaller films, and it affected his bigger films now because he is a smaller actor. And I think when you're trying to be a star, I think that affects you. But if you're just being an actor, I think Vijay Sethupathi is like very clear. I just do roles. I don't care if I'm become a star or not. But with his performances, he has created his own image and own stardom, his own sake. People don't really expect something from his film. Like he has done really bad films also. For some films I've heard people don't even look at the trailer, like they're so bad films. But he just does what he likes, and I think that freedom of don't have to cater to an expectation people have. That's something I think people would strive for. That always helps. But this was fun. Let me know if I should check out the other video, and yeah, let me know in the comments below. And take a check out this video next, and I will see you next time.